What could go wrong?
That.
That.
Lewis didn't open his parachute.
Ugh.
Hey, Geek Pastimes here, and in today's video I'm going to look at 10 tips for new players for Call of Duty Warzone. If you want to check out us playing, or you want to talk to us, or you want to ask us anything about this, head on over to Twitch. I'm Geeky Pastimes over there. I stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and then sometimes I do extra streams here and there as well. So go have a look, leave me a follow, and you'll get told when I go online. So all of this guide comes from somebody on YouTube left a comment asking for, where's a good place for noobs to drop in Warzone? And I told him I can't necessarily help that much of that. I don't think there is one good place for new players to drop. But I do have some kind of advice. I've been playing a lot of this game, and while we're not the best at it, we're not terrible either. We do get wins every now and then. So these are top 10 tips that I can give to people who are just starting out in Warzone. If you think of anything else, let me know in the comments below. So, number 1, squad up outside of the game. Now, if you're trying to play solos, you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to drag another team down, I don't want to do badly while I'm learning it. Solos are going to be frustrating. Like, solos are always more stressful. You don't have any kind of safety net. If you get down, generally you're out. If you lose a gulag, that's it. No one's going to buy you back or anything like that. It makes it really difficult, and that makes it more frustrating, and then you end up not wanting to play. Being in a duo or a trio or a squad means you've got that extra bit of safety net. You've got somebody to watch you back. You've got somebody to get you back if you die. Now, when I say that, one thing I don't suggest is going into trios or duos or quads and then just hoping you get matched with a random. Chances are they probably won't use voice communication, they might not even speak your language, and then you're just going to have a bad time all round. What you should do is use all of the different Discords. I have a Discord, or I'm in the Gaming Vanguard Discord, or Mutant Media Discord, or COD OG Discord, and all of them have places where people can ask if there's anyone who wants to play with them. The subreddit, so there's Mon Warzone or COD Warzone, both have places where people can ask if they can group up. Or there's a website called wasda.gg, which I just put an image of there. I've got a referral link that I don't think gets me any money, but use it if you want to go check that out. That's kind of a website where you can set up a profile and then use it to kind of find games with people or find groups of people that are like you who want to play games together. So find somebody who you want to play with and then log in with them and just start trying to get better alongside them. If you can play with the same group all the time, that's even better, because then you're going to start to learn how each other play and you're going to be able to help each other a lot more. And you're just going to have more fun. Like, playing in a group is way more fun. You can chat while you're playing and everything's loads more fun in a group. So, number 2, learn the map. I would say it's better to try and land in the same sort of area over and over again until you feel you know it really, really well. You can learn things like where the sightlines are, how does it connect to the rest of the map, where the buy kiosks might be, where you can buy new stuff. They change each game, but there's certain places where they're likely to be. And once you get really, really familiar with one map, so you're pretty sure you know it, you know where people could be hiding, you know where people are likely to run to go get loot and things like that, then move on to a different area and do the same thing. Although the map is huge, it actually doesn't take you that long to get really good at it. People often ask for a good place for new players to land, and I don't think there's one place that's really good. People spread all over on this map because there's not special loot and special areas outside of the bunkers. People tend to go all over the place. But if you do need to get better at fighting, I'd go land at Superstore, because then you're going to get into a fight. That's where people seem to have agreed that that's the place to fight at the beginning. If you want to loot up first and you want a bit more of a chilled game, go out towards the edges of the map. I would say always look for a contract to land on. You really want to get your loadout as soon as possible, and contracts are the easiest way to make money quickly. So I would, while you're in the air, look for a contract, then try to land there, and try to land with your squad. You're not helping anyone if you go split up. So number 3, use your money. Sometimes I'm spectating people, or I see streams of people, and they have ridiculous amounts of money, but then they don't have the things that they could buy with that money. So if you've got enough money, spend it straight away. There's no need to carry it. So I would say, first of all, get a loadout crate as soon as you can. Then next time you've got 4.5 grand, get a self-revive. Then get things like a gas mask if you haven't found one, a UAV, ammo, whatever you need. Just make sure you're always spending it. There's not really any reason to save up your money in this game. You don't really get anything for doing that. So I would spend it to make sure you've got the most advantages possible in any kind of fight. Once you've got to the point where you've got everything you need, just keep buying UAVs and spamming them, because then you'll have more information which will help you no end. But always, always, always spend that money once you've got it. Number 4, Do contracts. Contracts get you money and make the game so much more interesting. It's one of the best things, I think, in Warzone, the contract system. Scavenger contracts are really good early game. They help you gear up super quick. They're really easy because they don't do anything that lets everyone else on the map know where you are. But lots of people go for them. So normally if we land on a scavenger contract right at the beginning, we'll normally have to fight at least one other team to get it. Recon contracts are a little bit more dangerous perhaps because obviously it sends up a flare when you're getting it, and they're not that useful early on because like where the first circle is going to be doesn't actually help you that much. But you are likely to get 2 pieces of armor, and sometimes annoyingly you get 2 satchels instead of armor, but you're likely to get 2 pieces of armor. So if you don't have anything else to pick up, they're not necessarily a bad shout, and late in the game they're really, really good. Later on in the game, sort of after about 10 minutes or so, it's incredibly helpful to be able to see where the circle's going to be. Bounties are really good for practicing engagements, and they get you loads and loads of cash. If you pick up a bounty at the beginning and then you manage to kill those people, you'll probably have enough for a loadout crate, especially if you're playing in trios or something like that. Sometimes, if you're lucky, when you grab a bounty at the start of the game, that person will just get killed anyway because of all the fighting that happens at the start. So sometimes you'll just get a little bit of money anyway, and then obviously you get the percentage boost for your next contract. It's also just good practice. Like grabbing a bounty lets you sort of know where someone is so you can go to an engagement, sometimes kind of on your terms unless they've got up to the top of a building. So it's really good if you want to get better at fighting. Just keep grabbing bounty after bounty after bounty. Do be a little bit aware that if you grab a bounty as soon as you land, often it will assign your bounty to someone who's still falling or still parachuting, which means they might be miles away by the time that they land, and then you're going to have a hard time finding them and you're stuck with this bounty for ages. Most wanted contracts don't get you a whole lot, to be honest. Obviously they're really good later on because you can get your whole team back, but they don't get you that much money. But they are also super easy early on, so if you don't see any other contracts nearby, maybe another team grabbed the contract away from you, you can grab a most wanted. You've only got to survive for like 3 minutes while you're looting up anyway, and you'll probably get like a chunk of money at the end of that. The new supply run contracts are brilliant early on. If you've got a vehicle, if you land somewhere near a vehicle, especially a helicopter, but any kind really, you can get the supply run. You'll get a chunk of cash when you get to the kiosk, and you can get one thing for free. So you can't get a loadout crate annoyingly, but you can get a self-revive, which is amazing having a self-revive early on, because no one in a fight early on expects anyone else to have a self-revive. Number 5, don't always run away. I know when you're new, it's tempting to sort of like go and hide, try not to get in any gunfights because you think that you're going to lose. But if you do that, you're never going to get any better at it and you're just going to always be hiding. You also won't have that much fun. Like it's not fun to hide in a game of Warzone and not do anything. Try to keep taking engagements. Yes, you will lose some and you'll die a lot, but then you'll also win some and you'll have loads of fun when you have those ones that you win. And slowly you'll get better at the game. It's also true that you'll be surprised at how many bad players there are when you start chasing them down. If you are the sort of person that just hides all the time or the person that backs away from gunfights, the only people who you see are the confident ones who are good at the game, who are prepared to hunt people down. If you start being a bit more proactive and chasing other people down, you'll find that occasionally you run into those sort of terrible players. If you watch streamers like Vicstar getting his crazy high kill games, you'll see that some of the players he comes up against seem absolutely useless. That's not a weird quirk of skill-based matchmaking. That's more just because they're constantly looking for people, constantly using UAVs to find people. So they're going after those sorts of people who don't want to get into a fight. And then often you'll end up winning those fights. Number 6, think about the zone. We've died to the zone way more times than I'd like to admit, just because we forgot about it. Like we got into a fight, didn't see how quickly it was moving up on us, and then we died. And it's a terrible way to end a game. Some people do head to the centre of the zone to be safe. They like to sort of go in there and get set up. I'd say running the edge of the zone is often a little bit more exciting, but obviously it's also way riskier. You might find yourself having to run over open terrain and end up getting sniped at or something like that. Gas masks are really good for an emergency, but don't over-rely on them. They don't actually protect you for that long. They're not brilliant for stopping you if you're going to get outrun by the zone. They're really there for if you need to run into the zone very, very quickly or you just get caught out right on the edge of them. Stims, on the other hand, are amazing for keeping you alive in the zone. They'll keep you going for absolutely ages. You can hold 2 at a time and survive for really long. You just wait till your health is very low and then hit another one. If you're revived in the zone for some reason, like you just got downed in the zone, make sure you use one straight away, otherwise you'll just die immediately. I run stims as my tactical on basically all my classes now, just because I think it's way more useful than anything else, and it's saved my life more than anything else. Number 7, sniping isn't actually that great. Sniping only really works if you're in a really good position and you're sniping someone who's not in a good position. If you're sniping someone who's got cover, so someone who's on top of a building, which is one of the more likely sort of times you'll end up sniping, all that will happen is you'll down them and then their friends will res them, and that'll keep on going on forever. And all you'll do is waste a load of ammo and probably waste a load of armor if they're shooting back at you. You'll end up with a ridiculously high damage count, but that won't win you a game. You need kills to win the games. Well, you don't actually need the kills, but it helps to kill the other players. If you do see rooftop snipers and you really want to take them down, like if you've gone for a contract or anything, one thing you can do is snipe them, then use a kill streak like a cluster strike or a precision airstrike, because obviously once you're down, it's actually pretty hard to get away from that in time, and if someone's run to res them, sometimes you'll end up getting 2 kills. You can even use a joker for this, so just fire a joker up as soon as you've downed them, and often you'll end up killing that person and maybe hurting someone else or even downing someone else. Number 8, know when to push. When you've downed an enemy, you've only got a tiny period of time to move up before they get rezzed by a friend. I don't think people realise how quickly you can get rezzed in this game. So you need to make the most of it. You need to capitalise on that situation straight away. Because if you've downed someone, your group now probably has more players than they do. So that's a really good time to push the rest of the fight and win. Now, you're not very mobile, like I said, when you're down. So if you think you know where they are, use C4, grenades, flashbangs, anything you've got that you can throw that might be able to damage the person who's going to be rezzing them. And don't hesitate, whatever you do. If you wait a second too long, waiting for someone else to catch up or needing to reload or something like that, they'll both be back up. It's much better to get over there as quickly as possible, swap guns if you have to, and then try to fight the person that's rezzing them as fast as possible. If you take too long, both of them will get up, and then even though one of them won't have much health, they will still have all of their damage potential. They'll both be shooting you, and then you'll be outnumbered and possibly die. Number 9, don't hang around near kiosks. This is something that took us ages to learn, but if you buy a loadout crate or try to buy someone back or something like that, get away from the kiosk as quick as you can, a little buy station. Kiosks are really important to literally everyone in the game. The worst players to the best players all need to use the kiosks at some point, so they tend to gather people together. And if you've just bought someone back or you've bought a crate, people will know you're there, people will be able to run up on you, people will be able to call kill streaks, all things like that. So as soon as you use it, especially if you do something there that's going to make a lot of noise or make something like the flares, just get away quickly. If you're going to buy a loadout, it's much better to buy it than quickly run away a little bit to throw it, in cover behind a building in a different street, just to try and make sure that if someone else comes to use the kiosk, they won't see you straight away, or they won't be able to kill you straight away at least. Number 10, and the final one for this video, focus on helping your team. If you've got the money, buy your team back. Even if they're randoms, even if they're people you don't know, buy people back. Share your armor, share money, ammo, guns. You can drop guns now, so if someone just comes back, especially late in the game, drop one of your guns to help people. If someone's out, make it literally your only priority to get them back into the game. It might not always be the thing that helps you to win games, but it will be the thing that makes it more fun. If you're not playing in some kind of high-stakes tournament, you are there to have fun, and people aren't going to be having fun if they're sitting in the spectator mode, watching you going to try and get kills, while they're sitting there not being able to do anything, especially if you've already got the money and everything to be able to buy them back. So be decent to each other, trying to do things that make the game more fun for everyone, and you'll probably end up having a better time as it is, and you'll probably get some squad mates who are going to want to stick around a little bit longer. So if you've got anything you can do that's going to help your friends or your teammates, do it. Sometimes, obviously, it won't work out. Sometimes the randoms you'll buy them back and they'll just come down and die immediately. And that happens. But it's always better to give people a chance, I think, rather than to sort of try and be selfish and go for kills yourself. Also, it's nearly always better to have extra players. Even if they're completely useless, they're probably going to absorb a few of the bullets that would have gone for you otherwise. So there you have it. Those are all the kind of tips I can give new players. Like I said, we're not the best players in the world by any stretch of the imagination. If you want to see us failing horribly, come check us out on Twitch. We're Geeky Pastimes on Twitch. Like I said, we stream Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. Give us a follow and you'll get told when we are going live. Thanks very much for watching and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.